Oh, should we turn the TV off?
Oh, is it good?
Well, now I'm paying for the electric we use, so. Really?
Well,
Let's go.
it's been 2 weeks. It feels like 2 years since we sat down to play D&D. Oh, how I have missed this. I would say recap, but it's been so long I can't even remember what happened. No, I remember things and stuff. You guys set out on a journey of discovery, trying to go from a place to another place. Having done all the things you thought you needed to do, and having even killed the last giants you were fighting, you returned to Hengist Forza and made your final preparations before reporting your success and setting out once more, trying to head towards Themyscira, looking for the council, the great council that rules over Amber in the Olmatharan forest. You had a fairly uneventful journey to begin with, and then on around your 3rd day you encountered a herd of wild cattle, which Arwen used her favourite spell, Speak with Animals, to engage with, and discovered that they spoke in a variety of random and inconsistent accents. As cattle are wont to do. Precocious beasts they are. During which time they were unsettled and stampeded quite wildly, causing significant injury to you guys. As they were spooked by a rather large bird called a rock. Arwen attempted to dismount the horse she was riding on with Neo in spectacular fashion to land upon her face.
Thank you everybody.
Some few intense moments ensued as you managed to duck and weave, the majority of the herd only getting mildly trampled. And you all made it out the other side unscathed. Ish. Relatively unscathed. And
We're fine.
The rock also descended and carried off one of the cattle before flying away. Fortunately, none of the ones Arwen was attempting to ride. And that is where we begin. The herd has come to a quiet and halt now, with the absence of any predators or threats in sight. You guys are a little ways off, just picking up the pieces of your flight alongside them. And there's a coldness in the air that starts to drift down and settle on your heads as it begins to snow.
Oh.
Well, that's cute. Well, the weather outside is frightful. But I don't have a rhyme. No, I got 16 intelligence now. And the fire is so delightful. Since there's no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. There we go. Why, thank you. I have a pan flute, that makes sense.
And so this is where you find yourselves, with the snow drifting down around your heads, quite softly to begin with. Just gentle, small, fluffy flakes slowly drifting on the air as you continue to make your way, having been diverted somewhat by the passage of these aurochs, these highland cattle type beasts. And pick your way back towards the path you were intending to take. I believe that Styx and a cleric were riding on the back of Styx's elk companion Elvis, and Neo and Arwen were riding on Neo's summoned steed, who is currently without a name. And after
Frederick.
And after a short amount of time, you all start to get a little bit chilly as a significant amount of snow has sort of landed on you over the last half hour to an hour and started to melt in your hair and in your clothes and things like that, as none of you bought winter gear before setting out.
Oh no.
And it slowly dawns on you as the sky, grey and dark as it is, darkens even further with the sun setting down, that you will need to find some form of shelter on these open plains, if you can. And so,
Hello everyone, and welcome back to D&D after 2 weeks. We'll get hypothermia and die.
There's fluffy cows around. We can just hide under them.
You are.
Oh god, no.
No, we've done this once before.
So, this is where we enter a skill challenge of some description, where everyone needs to come up with a skill that they are going to use to aid the party in some way towards finding shelter. You can use the same skill as someone else, but you have to describe how you're using it to help. So you can't just say, I'm going to use survival. You have to describe what you're actually going to use survival for. And you can use survival for different things, you can't say I'm going to use it for the same thing as someone else, if that makes sense. And there is a cumulative DC for this, so all your scores will be added together. So if you roll an 8 and someone else rolls a 23, then they can sort of balance each other out as a medium. It's not necessarily pass-fail.
Okay. Oh. My apologies. Let me just have a look at I've just learned something cool, but I'll save that for after the skill challenge. Could I climb something to see if I can see further?
There isn't much in this landscape, as you know, having travelled through it for a number of days now. It's a fairly open landscape, and the vegetation that is there is mainly long grass, and there are a few of these sort of scrubland bushes and things like that. There are a number of sort of rolling hills throughout, so you could potentially make a check to, you could sort of scale one of those hills and make a check to see from the top of there.
I've thought of a better one. Can I use a persuasion check? Because I also have to speak with animals, and I can therefore try and persuade an animal with one of my rations to tell us where to go.
Yeah, you certainly can.
Tell me where that good sleepy sleep lie.
Which animal are you going to attempt to speak to?
The first one we come across.
Okay.
As we
So this
realise
isn't
that.
so much a persuasion check as it's more a sort of nature check or potentially survival to track something down.
I'll go with. Can I go with nature?
Yeah.
Never mind. No, not feeling it. I'm doing well. Guys, there are no animals. Other than us. And Elvis.
So it's not that there are no animals. It's just the only animals that you find are a number of birds that don't seem so inclined to stay and wait for you to get near them while you're sort of walking there with this ration held out in front of you, and as you sort of get near them, they quickly flit off from their various bushes away from you.
Can I try and sway their minds? Never mind, they're birds. And none of this helps. On the sensory
Can
effect.
I use animal handling to see if I can, like, befriend the bird? Or, like, at least make it stay?
What are you doing to...
So,
at this point, Sticks... or have you sort of seen his very... Are you going to go for a different animal? Sort of Sticks having conveyed this idea that he's going to speak to the animal and try and get shelter from it.
No. Well, no, it was going to be the same animal. Because I want to use beast sense.
Okay.
And see if I can see some sort of shelter through the eyes of a bird.
Okay.
Cool.
What does beast sense give you?
For the duration of the spell, you can use your action to see through the beast's eyes and hear what it hears, and continue to do so until your action is returned to your normal sense.
So you cast beast sense upon one of the birds?
Yeah, but I need to touch it, so that's why I need to get close to it.
Okay.
That's why I was going to do an animal handling.
Yeah, you can make
Check.
an animal handling. Well, this will be sort of a multi-stage process then. So make an animal handling
Yeah.
check.
3.
Boy.
Yeah,
Ooh,
okay.
I can see through all of the birds.
Just having
I never think of bird though.
issue.
Those really jazzy ones that were set on the electric pole.
I think that-
Cartoons. Yeah. Those really like swanky 1960s birds that were always on electric wire. You speak like this, see? I was laughing at people to go. You don't get it.
Okay, so you
The electric wire.
managed to use Styx's distraction to see a small... You perceive a small nest in one of these where the bird is sort of returning to. And as Styx has sort of driven a couple of these off, you move quite stealthily around and manage to just creep up behind while it's sort of worrying at its nest, tucking a little bit grass in, fleshing it out somewhat. And you manage to just dart in with a hand and grab a hand around this small bird in order to hold it still, but not to harm it. You know how you would like a robin or something like that. Just like almost like catching a fly in your hand without. But you know, you just catch this small bird, and you can cast Beast Sense.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you cast Beast Sense, and then release the bird, which promptly panics and flies off into the air, having just been grabbed by what it thinks is a dangerous predator, and then magically released. All hail the bird gods for its fortune.
Of course.
So I think this would probably come down to a perception check with advantage because the bird is flying around to see what you can see.
Oh my god!
25.
I am incredible.
Damn, two
I am
natural.
the
Jesus.
bird god.
I am the bird.
Okay. So that's 25 towards the success you need. Sticks, unless there's any way you think you can sort of remedy this attempt at finagling nature, then it'll be a 5 from you.
I'm just kidding. I just sort of imagine with myself casting Speak with Animals and then just in my voice just shouting out, "Where are we?" Just shouting out just so if anything can hear me and I can hear it reply. Because I rolled a 5 and I'm sticking with it.
Okay. See. Has rolled a 5 and you're sticking with it, that's fine. What's Clary doing?
Oh yeah, you're on yours.
She's eating pizza.
You had pizza and didn't share? Oh.
Are we on the move now, following this bird, or?
It's more of a cumulative effort. So all of these things will potentially combine. So everything that everyone
All happening at once.
tries, will potentially combine to give you. For example, this check may point Arwen in a direction that then you'd potentially say Clary can benefit off afterwards, depending on sort of what skills you want to use, or you could use a different skill.
Can I use acrobatics to climb the tallest tree that I can find to see what's on it?
As with Sticks, there's not a lot of trees or anything in this environment. Most of it is currently sort of this scrub bush and things like that.
Please get on my shoulders.
I'm not sure we see very far.
Hold on, if I get on Elvis and then you get on my shoulders and then Arwen gets on your shoulders, we're in business.
What does insight mean? Like, how can that be?
Insight is like trying to determine someone's like actions or whatever. Just try survival or something.
Well, my other idea was using religion just to pray to the goddesses and hope that
They send us a place.
or
to
like
stay.
show us the way. With high religion. Yeah, you know what? Kyrie's just going to pray to her goddesses and
Okay.
hope
hope that they send a sign.
hope that the 22 and 25 can pull us through. Oh. Desperately hope the 22 and 25.
No pressure on.
This is going well.
More depressing is that Chloe has a +6 in religion. She rolled a 1 and a 4.
Oh dear. Well, Neo's going to use survival. And he's just going to look for the tracks of some larger animal that would potentially need some shelter or something like that could follow.
Neo may be the only logical one.
We're all trying to do really complicated shit. And he's just there like, guys, the sign right there.
Talking to bird praying, and he's just like, that's a bear went like that.
Would anyone like to guess what he rolled?
2.
Oh, 1.
Not 1.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
At least he had a better idea than the rest of us.
How's my bird thing going?
Your bird thing went really well and could have saved everything if you rolled more than everyone put together. However, it's not enough cumulatively. The 5, the 25, the 10, and the 2 overall to help you.
Well, it's the rest of us.
Oh.
We fucked it up.
no.
Sorry, Arwen.
It's cool, it's fine.
So I think
I'm just having fun with the birds.
the beast sense was a good idea and could potentially have led you in a good direction if you kind of knew where to look. If you had a little bit more guidance of the direction to look and search in with this bird. However, your companions have not been able to come up with anything, so you just sort of end up looping around and around, not seeing anything that will be enough for all of you. Which unfortunately means you're in for a cold night.
Oh no.
Produce flame.
You realize it's all one chance?
It's fine. This could be really dark. I think I read somewhere that you could. I read in a book called the War Beyond the Stars that I could, in theory, cut Elvis open and crawl inside of him. He would drop to 0 HP, and actually, no, I couldn't do that because he would drop to 0 HP and also, therefore, leave. That's sad. However, one thing I have just found out is that because he's my steed, I can cast any spell that is on self to also be on him. Therefore, Elvis can thunderous smite with his horns. And if that's not the tightest fucking shit you've ever heard in your lives,
Oh
then I don't
no.
know what is.
I believe you have to be riding him at the time,
I do.
which
However-
means that while you're in control of him, he cannot attack.
Can I not use my action or my whole turn to
Oops,
use
sorry,
it?
click the wrong button.
Like, can I not use my action to say, go over there, hit him?
No, so as I recently went through this and readjusted my understanding of how mounted combat works, is that Elvis will go, his turn happens at the exact same time that your turn happens, and he can move, and he can take the dash, dodge, or disengage action. Your movement speed while mounted is 0. So your movement speed essentially becomes his speed, and he can dash as Elvis can dash as his action if he wants him to move further.
Okay.
but the steed itself, while controlled, cannot do anything. You can dismount and it can become uncontrolled, at which point it gets its own place in initiative and takes its own actions.
Okay. Damn it. So I was going to say, how fucking cool would it be if I went, okay, bonus action, a type of smite, and then you just charge. So then that's 1d8 plus 3, plus 2d8 if it hits, because I've charged, if I move 20 feet, plus the smite. That would be kind of cool. But never mind. On with the show. Oh, it also then get knocked prone, which is also kind of fun. Anyway, on with the show. We're cold.
Yes. So you guys are trudging through. And the snow is now coming down in quite large flakes, and the wind's picked up and it's whipping it all into your faces as you walk. And the longer and longer you walk, the colder it's getting. You haven't been able to find any shelter yet, and the light is starting to fade. You're reaching about the limit of travel that you can do for today. If you can push on if you want into the night for an extra hour, 2 hours, and so on. It's up to you guys.
I mean, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. I mean, I guess if we're cold, could sort of like stop and hold up and do nothing. Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to. Just go. We trudge on.
Okay. Everyone make a Constitution saving throw. That's going to be a fail from Neo.
Oh no.
Everyone has 4.
Then that is true actually, because he'll benefit from his own aura, so he will pass.
Jeez.
So I've already got +4 to mine, so I've got 12. Clary's got 14. Arwen has got 13.
I'm going to say Arwen gets Neo's aura if she's riding on the back with Neo, and I think it's only about 10 feet, but it's a +3, so you all pass.
Woohoo.
Okay, and everyone make a perception check to
Perception.
These would technically all be at disadvantage because of the dark conditions.
Do you want me to roll it normally again then?
Yes, please.
Oh, well.
10. So you don't find anything in the first hour. With this dim light all around you, your vision partially obscured by the snow. Do you push on?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That will be another Constitution saving throw from everyone. And another perception check to see if you can find some shelter.
I'm fine.
Neo's fine.
That's persuasion.
That was persuasion. That was persuasion. Ah,
Perception checks are at disadvantage again.
shit.
Because we're doing it all together, wouldn't that technically give it advantage and it would just cancel out?
No, because everyone's making these individually.
Was a Constitution.
You'll be happy that Neo has rolled his 3rd natural 1 of the session, rolling double natural 1s with disadvantage.
That's really great. Really proud of Neo. super proud
So
of the big man.
He's doing great.
you guys tough it out. You all passed your Constitution saving throws. Quite the paladin aura's keeping you going, as it were. However, you do not find any shelter. It is now full dark. Vision around you is limited by the falling snow.
Should we do one more?
You've been travelling for 2 hours past where you normally would.
Or just start camping?
One more, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
We have to. We can't just. We're in it for the long haul now. Fuck it.
Constitution save.
Oh no.
It's going to be a fail from Arwen.
Oh, that's good. That's
Pass.
really good.
Oh yeah, no, but it's the other one that's at disadvantage.
Do I still make a perception check,
Yeah, you
even?
can still make a perception check with disadvantage.
Fucking hell.
Shit.
Okay, so Arwen, perhaps in her flagging state of energy, sort of rests her head on the back of Neo and turns it to one side, and then sort of just happens to open her eyes after maybe sort of a 10-minute nap. Arwen, you do take 1 level of exhaustion from all this additional.
Great.
Yeah, having failed your Constitution save, but you do spot the small, sort of just over a little sort of ridge. You do spot a small, smallish, sort of around 15-foot, sort of 2 or 3 of these large boulders that look to be sort of leaning over, forming some sort of sheltered cover.
Onward.
Yeah. Let's go there.
Call out.
Fuck it.
You call out to the party, and you guys turn and head off in that direction. It's dark. It's late. The wind is whipping your cloaks in your hair. There's snow melted in it, running down, causing you to be damp and cold, shivering on your various mounts. You realise that that as you get closer, there's this seems to be an opening or a recess that goes back and down a little bit. Some sort of tunnel potentially that you can shelter in.
Yep,
Yeah.
that'll do.
Yeah. That'll do.
You dismount and you head inside. What is initially quite a small opening opens up into, after a few feet, you sort of crouch through into a tunnel that you can stand up in, and the earth and stone around the entrance fades from sort of this brownish colour into this dark grey as these stone walls as you start walking down. And after around 50 feet or so, this area actually opens up into a reasonably large, a smallish cave.
We're gonna find bears, aren't we? We're gonna get eaten.
Yes.
Oh well,
Yes.
too tired. Time to sleep.
It will be fine. Yeah. It'll be fine.
Do we think further into the cave?
So you guys,
At least if they like come towards us. Warmed.
Yeah, we could do. Do we want to sit on the edge and have an alarm? Or do we want to just push further in now and see if we can see anything? I think personally I'd rather know what's in there, because by the time your alarm's gone off and we've sort of gotten up and thinged, it could potentially be on us already. Please push a little bit further in, considering it's it's meant to be like freezing cold outside as well. Go a little bit further in, but then have your alarm on the front of the cave.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
As well as, if you can put two up, have one at the front and then one a bit further back, depending on how far we go in.
Yeah, I believe I can put.
You guys, I will say, have gone around sort of 50 feet before this opens up ahead of you, and so you could potentially camp relatively close to the entrance and have sort of 30, 40 feet from the opening into this cavern. Or you could camp right on the opening to this cavern and have 50 feet from the entrance to...
What are we thinking?
I think we should go to sleep near the front of the cave and have an alarm at the entrance behind us.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Cool. I don't think I have to roll anything, do I?
Nope, you just put an alarm.
Okay,
down.
So where are you setting your alarm?
So I set one up at the entrance into the cave.
Okay, one at the opening into the cavern, and one at the entrance into the tunnel.
Yeah.
Okay, and how far along this tunnel are you setting yourselves up to sleep? If it's 50 feet long.
Probably about halfway.
Yeah.
So most of us can get out with out and a bit with a dash. If you think of it in sort of D&D terms.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd
Okay.
be fine. Sounds good. Alright.
Alright, you set yourselves up.
Who's the flip?
Are you going to set a watch?
I think that would be wise.
I think it'd be wise to do, yeah. But we've also got alarms, so...
Yeah,
I
but
guess.
does anyone wake up to an alarm? I don't.
Very valid point.
Yeah.
I believe in the alarm spell it does specifically state it will wake you if you are sleeping. It is a magic alarm.
Oh
Magic
no,
alarm is
the worst.
so you've got to get up.
Yeah, the ping awakens you if you're sleeping.
Okay, so we can all just sleep.
I think that's the mental one. If it's audible, produces a sound of a handbell for 10 seconds within 60 feet. It doesn't specify if not wakes you.
I'm going to assume that a handbell, I don't know what they had, but when I was a kid at school, at the end of like break times and things like that, someone would come out and be like, get back in, you rascals.
Yeah.
So something like that I'm going to say is definitely going to wake you.
Yeah.
Alright. Well... Yeah, so how's about we do that then? I mean, like, is there any harm in setting a watch? I don't think there is.
It's up to you guys.
I figure we
Is
might...
will anyone get, because we've been out longer, will anyone get exhausted if, I mean, I'm already exhausted, but will anyone else get exhausted if we do set a watch?
Oh, I don't know, that's a good point. Will we?
Or will I stay exhausted?
No.
No? Okay, that's fine
Getting
then.
the benefits of a long rest.
That's fine
There's
then.
a couple
I
of
was just
hours
making
just
sure.
sitting, watching either way is not strenuous activity. A long rest doesn't have to be 8 hours of sleep. It just has to be 8 hours of downtime.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, watch is good.
Okay.
Yeah, might as well.
Who's going first?
I will go first. I will happily go first.
Okay.
Alright, what am I done? Am I making any rolls?
Roll a perception check.
Oh!
Whoa.
Natural 20.
Ooh. Steal this. Listen.
So,
I'm freezing.
as everyone
I'm wearing a t-shirt. The heat is
settles
on.
down to sleep, a little bit of snow and things you've sort of kicked in with you melting into small puddles on the floor. Everyone unrolling their bedrolls, finding the smoothest, comfiest bit of floor to lie on. Stashing your packs and your weapons in easy to reach places. Sticks, you settle yourself down against one wall so you can easily turn to watch one way and then the other. And around 20 minutes go by as you're sort of watching everyone settle down, and as the sound of people just lying there slowly turns into the sound of heavy, sleepy breathing. You turn your head and you look down the corridor towards the opening to the cavern, and you just see a small light glimmering, the reflection of the shine of something on one wall.
Small light shining on one wall. Okay, do I have torches? I think I have torches. I'm sure I have torches. Yeah, I got torches. I'm going to use a torch. Going to go closer. I'll go a bit closer and see what I can see. See if there's anything. See what the hell this is.
Okay, as you walk up to the entrance to the opening of this cavern, the far walls just on the limit of your dark vision comes into view, and you see that there are a few more of these sort of spots of light that look like the reflections of a light off something shiny.
Reflection, a light of something shining. Can I make some sort of investigation check to see if I know anything? Can see anything a little clearer?
This would be another perception check to just sort of scan the room. If you want to enter, you can make an active sort of investigation check.
I'll go with the perception check to just sort of scan the room from where
so still standing sort of on the edge of Clary's alarm. I believe, Clary, you can designate people to be able to pass through it.
Yeah.
Without triggering it.
Yeah.
So it's up to you whether or not you would have designated Stick to be able to pass through it without triggering it.
Yeah, probably was it designated that none of us would set up.
Yeah, makes sense. So with a 9, these lights shining on the wall just have sort of captured your attention. You can't pick out anything else in the cavern at the moment. You can see there are you're looking almost through this gap. The cavern opens up left and right, and you're looking sort of through a small gap between two large or natural columns of earth or columns of stone that are just inside.
Okay. Columns of earth.
Yeah, there are these two columns of stone that are sort of acting like giant pillars, but they look They look like natural columns, not like columns that have been carved.
And beyond this, there's sort of emptiness.
Yeah, beyond this is you're looking across to the other side, and you can see the far wall right at the limit of your dark vision with these lights glittering on it.
I'll go a little further
Okay.
towards the lights. I should wake people up. We've had a long day. It's cold. I'll figure out what's going on.
Okay.
Ready to walk. I think I'm just a wuss.
How far in would you like to go, Styx?
There's a. This was a wrong move. So where are the lights? Are they sort of like way back here, or are they on this wall here?
So they are on the far side, directly across. So.
Okay. Could I potentially try and make a stealth check just to sort of try and sneak in?
Yeah.
Just in case there's potentially anything in here. As I move up, I was going to move up to about here.
Okay. Yeah, make a stealth check for me.
Stealth check.
Oh. Natural 20. Yeah.
Get fucked.
You move very quietly and silently across the floor. You actually spot, as you're moving and stepping over, you avoid kicking a ring that's on the floor. And you realise that you're about to just sort of move your foot and sort of kick it in your stride. But you look down right at the right moment and manage to place your foot to the side and avoid kicking this small golden ring that's lying on the ground. And as you look a bit closer, you realise there is still sort of a couple of joints of a finger bone sticking through this ring.
I'm gonna leave that shit alone. It's not moving at all, is it? It's just...
No, it's just lying on the floor and you've just managed to nimbly sidestep it without... You can imagine if you kick this thing sort of going on ping, 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 all across the floor. This metal, gold-coloured ring wrapped around a finger.
Upon seeing that, could I use my divine sense?
Yeah.
On a stick in the chat. Essentially, I know the location of celestials, fiends, or undead. I know where they are. And I know what it is, or at least the type of it, but I don't know its identity.
Within 60 feet of you, I believe.
Within 60 feet of you. I also know if anything has been consecrated or hallowed.
There is one undead thing within 60 feet of you.
Where?
I promise it's not me.
You get a sense that it is beyond this cavern. Like,
beyond the cavern?
Yes, it is in sort of this direction. And it doesn't really make any sense. It seems to be beyond the stone wall of the cavern itself.
Oh, it's like
right at the limit of
dug
your
into
senses.
Okay. I think now is a decent time to wake everybody up. I'll quickly sort of rush back up. I'm actually, first of all, oh no. Ooh, would that be a trap? I don't know. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run back to Ron and say, hey guys,
How are you moving back to everyone? Are you running? Or are you sort of...
No, actually, no. I'm trying to be stealthy.
Okay.
Because there's a single undead, and there's never just one. And if there is just one, there's a reason why there's just one. It's because everything else is proper dead. It's killed them all. Like me, it's killed me.
Yeah, you make it back. You cross over the alarm thread and make it back towards everyone. Everyone's just snoring softly. Unaware of anything going on.
And I'm just going to use Druidcraft to make the smell of a skunk. The odor of a skunk sort of drift across everyone. Just going, guys, trying to wake everyone up, but really, really quietly.
You have to make it smell to wake.
Yes, because if I'm whispering, obviously that might not be enough to wake you up. So the smell might wake you up, but then you'll be like, oh no, it's just Sticks. I can now hear his voice. Now I'm awake.
You could just like nudge
That would take too long. Guys! Sorry.
Arwen casts Druidcraft.
Make everyone smell
and
skunk and
Yes.
sort of come awake to this horrific smell. And as everyone sort of wakes up and just sort of breathes a little bit deeper and breathe in this sort of coughing and spluttering, it's like, Jesus, what is that?
I'm going to cast Druidcraft for some flowers and then go back to sleep.
No, don't go back to that's a thing. Sorry. Don't want to wake you up. But there's an undead thing back there.
Are we in immediate danger?
I don't know.
Good night.
And I feel like that's
Good night.
No.
Good night.
Hold on. There's a gold ring. There's a gold thing. It was shiny on the floor.
What is this? The Hobbit?
No. What the fuck's a hobbit? That sounds a little bit like a halfling, but not a halfling, due to legal reasons.
What's Clary doing while Styx and Arwen are arguing about this? Arguing about halflings, it seems?
Don't know.
Styx is
But so you've explained like what you saw.
Yeah.
Styx has woken you up, told you there's an undead thing, and Arwen has asked if you're in immediate danger, and he said no. Also, apparently there was a gold ring.
There was a gold ring.
Probably shouldn't engage if you don't need to.
I don't know, I feel like we need to. It's undead.
Yeah, but I'm not healthy. Let me
This isn't like a little house spider where, if it's not hurting you, you won't hurt it kind of situation. This is a thing where this could hurt someone else. Some of the lonely traveller who comes in here and lies down.
Yeah, but maybe the cases are when we've all rested.
This is a valid point.
Can't we do this when we've all woken up?
We've
Like-
got our arm sets, we'll know if it's coming towards us.
Okay. Fine. Hold
Some
on.
of us fell off cows earlier.
I'm just going to come back here, and And I have a hunting trap.
Okay.
Can I just set that up real quick?
Sticks deploys hunting trap. Six cast hunting trap.
Hunting trap. I feel like that should be a ranger spell. Hunting trap. It was super effective. Or it wasn't. I guess we'll never know. There we go. Alright. And then I would just go back here.
Has he told anyone that he's deploying a trap?
You'll see. Yeah. Watch your step on the way in.
We just go for a late night walk. Just...
Okay. He says as they all are already asleep. And then I'll just sort of settle down. But I'm now, like, facing that way.
Oh no.
And the rest of my watch staring down that thing.
Okay. The rest of your watch passes. Nothing happens. The alarm doesn't go off. The trap is not triggered. The watch ends.
Yay!
Who's next?
Who's next?
I don't know.
Okay, Clary next. Just a perception check then, Clary.
Oh no. Oh. It's a good job we have those alarms, guys.
The storm outside picks up, and during the course of your watch, you can see sort of not an insignificant amount of snow has just sort of been blown in to the entrance, and there's now this sort of this white layer up one side of the entrance where this snow has sort of been blown in up against the wall, and you get distracted watching as it sort of gets blown in and watching the progress as it slowly sort of builds up and up and up higher against the wall, and this sort of pretty white pattern across that takes your attention for most of your watch. But nothing happens. Your watch comes to an end. Arwen or Neo next?
I will go next.
You'll go next? Okay.
Loosh.
16. Your watch begins. You can you see the snow where it's been sort of blown in and drifted against the side, making this nice sort of white sparkly pattern on the wall. But also you do see the light that Styx seemed to be babbling about. Reflected on the wall at the far end, you do see these little golden sparkles.
Can I use primeval awareness just to make sure that nothing's moved?
Yeah. Primeval awareness is something ridiculous, like 1 mile.
Yeah.
You actually spend one of your ranger spell slots to focus your awareness on a region around you for 1 minute per level of the spell. You can sense whether any of the following types of creatures fiends, fae, or undead. The feature doesn't reveal the creature's location or number. Yes. So you do indeed sense that there is an undead thing, as confirmed by Styx.
In the same place.
You just know that this doesn't give you a location. You just know that within a mile of you there is at least one undead. You don't get a number.
Okay, cool.
Also, during your watch, Arwen, while you're sitting against the cave wall, sort of focusing your attention on this primeval awareness, Hugo sort of climbs out from where he's been, or sort of sticks his head out from underneath your blanket where he's been curled up. His head is sort of cocked to the side, listening. And then he slowly sort of stands up and like shakes off the blanket and pads across up towards where the snow is drifting in, his little claws going sort of click, 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 very gently on the stone, like a cat on a tiled floor. He walks up and just sort of stands in the entrance and head cocked to the side, sort of almost listening to something or other, and then lets out this sort of slightly mournful moan, and you get a sense of urgency from him. There's something sort of unsettling outside. Because Hugo can convey simple sort of thoughts and emotions to you. There is something outside that he is yearning to investigate or chase.
Can I?
Something that is sort of causing him a sad reaction inside.
Can I take him outside?
Yeah? So you pick him up and walk out into the snow. The snow is still falling lightly, and there's now sort of an inch or so that crunches under your boot as you walk. The wind, as you get out from this sort of shelter, buffets you quite heavily, and you sort of stagger to the side for one step as you come out from this crouch position and stand up. Your long cloak sort of snapping in the breeze behind you as you sort of hunch your shoulders and hug your arms tight around Hugo. Make another perception check for me. 22. You stand there. You look around. Sorry, that should have been at disadvantage because of the low light and the snow drifts.
I'll do it again. I think it's a 22.
And you're standing there, and even though you're focusing and through this connection to Hugo that you've got, he sort of guides your senses, and through him you almost feel this pull in a direction, and it's from your own senses. You have no idea you can't sense anything. It's just you focus down on this link with him, and you get the sense that he has heard something that's almost potentially beyond your hearing.
Do I know if it's like a bad thing or a thing, a good thing or a sad thing or a nice, like what kind of thing?
Whatever this thing is, you assume that this yearning from him to go in that direction is the cause of whatever has also caused this sadness inside of him. You're about 5 feet from the entrance at the moment. What do you do?
Oh no. Do I know kind of how far away?
You get the sense that there is some distance behind it, but you couldn't say how far. It's it's not in your immediate vicinity, but it's
okay. I want to go, but I can't leave them. Okay, but I'm going to go back into the cave.
so as you turn around to come back in, Hugo sort of
No.
scrabbles around in your arms, and whereas before you were sort of holding him and he was like looking forwards, he sort of turns and pokes his head over your shoulder, looking behind you, off in the direction of wherever this thing is.
No, you can't do this to me. Okay, I'm gonna try and convey to him that we'll come back later when it's not cold and we can see. I don't know how you'd convey this, but you know.
You can speak to him.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll tell him that we're gonna come back to this later when it's light outside and we can see, and you're gonna tell us exactly where to go, and we'll follow you, and you know. I understand that it's very hard, and you're sad. And I'll give you hugs. I'm sorry, my little dragon friend.
Okay, you head back in, and you settle down, and Hugo, he takes some time, and you can see he just doesn't, doesn't sit as comfortably as you normally would in your bed, and just sort of every sort of few minutes lifts his head, and this goes on for about half an hour, and then he stops and he just goes back to sleep.
Okay, he goes to sleep. He's not going to run away in the night. He's not going to run away in the night. He's not going to run away in the night.
And the rest of your watch passes uneventfully.
Okay.
Go to me.
No.
He rolls an 11 on his perception check. And he wakes you all in the morning. After a handful of hours pass, the light spills in, reflected by the white snow that's drifted in. And you guys all come to consciousness.
Look at that. We're all not dead.
Now we're awake. Can I see if Hugo's still looking and being sad about a direction?
No, he doesn't seem to be behaving any differently to normal.
Yeah.
Does he still love me?
You can still feed him rations for breakfast and that sort of thing. As you
hate
normally
me.
would.
And we all just missed the dragon encounter. Yay us.
I mean, if you want to make an insight check, you can. He just seems normal.
Okay. Okay. Oh no.
So what are you guys doing?
I want to go check the thing. Because also, like... Pardon me. If it's undead, surely we can just run out of the cave and it won't chase us. If it gets too, like, nasty. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back in.
Okay.
I'm gonna first check out this little ring. I'm not gonna pick it up. I'm just gonna use my sword and poke it. Like, poke the little hand, poke the finger that it's on and sort of move it.
Yeah, so it just seems to have a bit of bone inside. Just a sort of a couple of sort of joints of a finger bone. Just seems to be a relatively plain gold band.
Okay. Relatively plain, just gold ring.
Yeah. Doesn't seem to have any I mean, make a perception check.
JJ. Why don't I believe you?
Yeah. It just seems to be a plain gold ring. There's no markings or anything like that you can see on it. It doesn't have any like gemstones or settings where a stone might lie. Just seems to be a plain gold ring.
Well, I don't trust it. Is that hope?
Sticks at least would be. You would be sort of around here in the cave, Sticks, if you're examining the ring. Everyone else, you can position yourselves wherever you'd like to be. Move Neo up so beside Sticks. And can everyone also who's moving into the cave as well at this point make a stealth check? Ooh, a 19, a 23.
Stealth.
A 12. And from Clary, I imagine this will be about 1 million.
It's gonna be like nothing. It's gonna be the worst of the lot. Oh,
A 12 as well. The same result, despite having +7 more than Sticks.
That's 9.
Yeah.
Oh, like more than
Yeah.
I don't know what's. That's 2. Yeah.
No, you get no. This, you guys all sort of stood around as Sticks pokes at this ring on the ground.
Ring.
Who's that?
Okay. I'm going to pick up the ring with the end of my sword.
Okay.
I'm going to leave it on the end of my sword.
Okay, it's a little bit tricky to do, as it's, just the ring the size. You haven't got like a narrow-bladed rapier or anything like that. So it's a little bit tricky to do, but you can sort of just scoop it off the ground. It scrapes against the stone a little bit.
Oh! Can I cast Detect Magic on the ring?
Yeah, you cast Detect Magic. And that's everything within 30 feet of you, right?
Yes. Yeah, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you.
Lasts up to 10 minutes, I believe.
Concentration up to 10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Concentration up to 10 minutes. Yeah, no magical presence within 30 feet of you.
Alright then. Cool little ring.
Yeah, you just have a ring.
I'm going to regret these words,
You just have
but I'm going to try and put it on.
Oh no.
You put it
I
on.
mean, yes, go.
Just, which finger do you put it on?
Ring finger left hand.
So like a wedding ring?
Yeah! I mean, just like there's a reason it's called the ring finger. Just any sort of...
Oh no, who is he accidentally married? He's married the undead.
Oh my god, can you imagine?
And as you watch Sticks withers before your eyes, no, it's just a simple gold ring. You put it on, and it just looks like a wedding band on your finger.
You piece of shit. Alright. Well, that was for nothing. Take the ring off.
I don't think it.
Okay.
Now, to this undead thing. So, in this wall, everybody is apparently someone who's dead, but
As
not
you
dead.
move up to their Sticks,
Nah.
well, it would be more as you move to here, you can't fail but notice the huge pile of gold to your left,
Oh, fuck.
over in this direction.
Oh. Sweet.
And there is a very large mound of just gold coins that seem to be glowing faintly, and giving off. These seem to be the source of what those reflected light, it seems, was on the wall. They just seem to sparkle.
Did you say Hugo was restless last night?
That's what I was thinking.
Has Arwen mentioned that Hugo was restless yesterday or not? Or do I not know anything about that?
While everyone was sort of having breakfast and things like that, would you have mentioned it?
Yeah, I probably would have said, if Hugo's acting weird, we need to go somewhere, because he was trying to go somewhere last night, and I want to go and check it out.
Because there's also a huge pile of gold over here. And I don't want to say
that's in the
maybe the
opposite
two are
direction.
but
Possibly.
I know God recently bought Lisbon's Treasury of Dragons. You know, at the store. I'm joking. That's meta thing. But
oh, we're in a dragon cave.
I don't want to say the two are in. But I mean, could a dragon fit? A dragon couldn't fit through that entranceway. And there's undead back there.
Yeah,
What the hell?
could
Unless it's
it
an
be a
undead
snack
dragon.
for later?
In which case, we need to run.
No,
not.
we are dragon friends.
done.
It's fine.
Times, but okay. Well, yeah, guys, there's a big hoard of gold over here.
Might I suggest, maybe, if we are thinking there's a dragon...
giant pile of gold would have come to take a look with you.
Gold digger.
You know this trap by the door? Can we, disable that? Because if it's a dragon, we don't want to piss it off.
Yes, I will.
We have the alarms.
The
promptly
alarms will have faded by now, because they only last 8 hours, I believe.
I can place them again.
That's up to you.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of them, or just the one at the main entrance?
Probably just one. We don't need... We know that this part is clear, so...
I will place the same alarm again. And again, so we can walk through it.
Yeah. Are you placing it at the entrance to the tunnel or the entrance to the cavern?
The entrance to the tunnel.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. You place the silver thread over the entrance. Cast the alarm. Owen and Chloe, where are you sort of standing about? There is no light either, unless you guys bring your own.
I've got a torch.
Okay. So there is a small amount of light coming off sticks. Reveals this large pile of gold next to him.
I'm just going to hold Hugo and in my arms and just... You know how people hold cats?
Yeah.
Just
Oh! Bring him over to the big pile of gold and see if he, things.
Yeah. Just
Maybe
see if
he'll
cares.
react. It's oh, big pile of gold, dragon's gold. You know, maybe he'll... Yeah, maybe he'll react. Something.
Is he doing anything? Does he give a shit?
Doesn't react to gold in any way.
Oh.
Sort of lowers
Alright, we'll think I'll dive right in.
towards Stick's pocket where the ring is, but other than that, doesn't react to the big pile of gold at all.
What?
Can I sense if it's
Hugo,
a good
ring.
sniff or a bad sniff?
What do you think? Cute, not cute.
Just sort of sniffs towards it and sort of little scaly tongue sticks out and sort of tastes the air. But other than that,
Okay, never mind then.
what do you? Depends what you want to do with it.
Okay. Here's what we know. Big pile of gold. Gold ring. Bony finger. Undead thing.
It's like a song.
Start of a new rap album.
Gold ring.
Because my mind went straight to like head, shoulders, knees, and toes. But it's very different.
Undead. Gold ring, pile of bones. Pile of bones.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't give a fuck about the gold. I'm gonna move over here. Is there anything on this wall that's like indicative of some kind of door or holding area or something? Is it still lit up like it was the night before?
No, there's just the sort of reflective sparkle on the wall.
Okay.
From if you want to investigate, though, you can make an investigation check.
Yeah, I'll give it a brief little investigation. Checkaroo.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
So, Sticks, you start sort of looking over in this direction, feeling along the wall. You're sort of running your hands across it, slowly moving backwards and forwards, and there doesn't seem to be anything immediately on that section, but as you move slowly to your right and run your hands across it, your hands seem to disappear temporarily, and they pass through, your fingertips pass through an illusory section of wall, and as they do so, the whole thing sort of reveals itself to you, and the illusion drops, and you can see a corridor beyond.
Oh shit.
Ooh,
Guys? This wasn't
what
here.
the hell have you done?
I didn't do anything. I was just feeling the wall.
Poked it.
Yeah, I poked. What? Where would
This
any
is
of
why I
us
don't-
be if we did poke a thing every now and then?
True.
Okay.
Oop. Let's go.
Okay. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go. Good. I'm going
like
in.
waltzing in, or are we gonna?
Hell yeah. We're strolling through.
I guess. Could I ready an action for if I see anything that might resemble sort
Yes.
of
Sorry, one thing I should have said, Sticks, is when you... Sorry, this is me getting distracted with all the various things I've got going. When you saw the pile of gold, there would have been sort of within that, sort of buried within that, there would have been the faint glimmer of a magical aura. Sort of buried underneath the top layers of gold, there would have been...
Does anyone have detect magic?
Yeah, Sticks,
I do.
Sticks is currently concentrating on detect magic.
Oh,
oh, okay.
So that's how he's able to see this magical aura coming off the gold, because he still has detect magic up.
Hold on. Neo, while you're over there, poke the gold.
Poke the. Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm not sure if
Okay.
you're going to.
Or like with your glaive, you know,
Yeah.
like give it.
So
Try and
Neo-
shove your glaive in.
So Neil walks up, gets sort of
Yeah,
about 10
dive
feet
head
away.
first, like whatever the duck's called.
Gets
Daffy
you know,
Duck.
No, McScrooge?
Scrooge McDuck.
Scrooge
Yeah.
McDuck.
Duck.
That's the one. Ducktail.
Yeah. So
Ducktail.
just walks up to the gold, stands on the edge, like turns his takes the butt of his glaive and goes to tap the pile of gold. And as the butt of the glaive hits the gold, it goes and sinks through, and the whole thing starts to move.
Good lord. What have you done?
It wasn't me, it was him!
You two.
Would everyone like to roll initiative?
It's.
Take it.
I don't think it's a gold dragon. I think it is like some kind of
Gloop dragon.
horde. I know exactly what it's called. I can't remember the name. But like a horde mimic.
Okay, so what's the other
Wait,
one?
what's the next one?
There's now. Yes. You also grab my phone charger from the bedroom because my iPad's dying.
I'm going to nip to the toilet quick. Yes.
Oh, you do?
Okay, so they have. And it'll be. Sorry, just write this down. Clary got a 13.
It's been turned on.
Got a 13.
Yeah.
So you just phone over there with you?
No, it's for my iPad.
Got a 6.
I don't know if we can plug it in.
I think that'll reach it right. Maybe. Pull it back a little bit.
So,
Look at that.
so we begin with a surprise round,
A surprise round.
as none of you knew this thing was here, and it surprises Neo.
I friggin' knew it. I knew it at the last second when he revealed it.
Oh, that thing.
And
Oh, is
so
that what that is?
this gold pile starts to shift, and all the hard edges of the gold begin sort of smoothing and rounding off, and it forms this more gelatinous blob-like structure. And a big rent appears in the side of it, and these gnashing teeth come out, and it makes some attacks against Neo. That first one will hit. That second one will hit. And the third one will hit. So Neo's going to take some damage. So that is. Woohoo! That's not fun. So I'm going to have to write these down. Where are my d6? Oh, that's not too bad. That's bad for Neo, so that's 16, and that one's good, so that's a 9. So yeah, you see this thing surprises Neo, and these like teeth emerge, and it chomps onto his leg, just biting down on him. You see the blood sort of well up from the wound, and then these 2 tentacle-like appendages come up out of the body and just take 2 hits at him, and as he's sort of chomped in place, it's
not a fun day.
Distracted, and he gets these 2 sort of big whacks across the face. And Neo takes a total of 48 damage.
Oh!
So he's not in trouble.
Really? Because I think that would put most of us in trouble.
Yeah, so he's not in trouble.
Oh, not yet.
Yeah. So that's everything it does on its surprise round. We go to the top of the round when out of the body of this, these 2 sort of fluttering little coin-like things appear.
Ah, the little beetle things. Cute.
And then 2 more appear. And then 2 more appear. Until you've got these sort of buzzing clusters.
Less cute.
Yeah. So they both will attack. Actually, no. What they do is, as these swarms appear, they start to buzz and flutter and flap faster and faster, and then this glittering dust comes off them. And Neo's got to make 2 dex saves. One's a pass and one's a fail. And as this dust sort of lands on him, you see the whole of Neo's outline starts to glow slightly blue. And Arwen, you would notice that as this does so, Hugo's head sort of underneath, where he's protectively held underneath your arm, sort of picks up and looks intently at Neo as if this has caught his attention. And then we go to Arwen's turn.
So.
Oh, by the way,
Hugo
Fairy's going to. So if we get round to her turn first, she'll be back in a minute.
Did Hugo look up when the blue thing happened, or when everything kicked off?
He was paying attention, but he was suddenly attracted more, it seemed, when the blue thing happened.
Can I tell if how he feels about the blue thing?
Yeah, this seems to have sort of grabbed his attention, like nothing else.
Okay. That's weird. Does he want to go towards it, or does he want to stay away from it?
He seems quite keen. Or it just seems to have grabbed. Like Neo seems to be standing out to him, like never before, highlighted in this sort of this blue glow.
Okay. Okay, a thing on the ground. I'm going to. I'm just gonna shoot it because. Yeah.
Okay. It currently has a little bit of cover from the swarm of these sort of glowing, buzzing sort of insect coins.
If I miss, do I hit one of the buzzing glowing coins?
No.
Oh, damn it. Okay, so is it a disadvantage then?
No, it just gets a little boost to its AC.
Oh, okay. Mm, I'll put Hunter's Mark on it as well.
Okay.
Just because. Because bloosh.
Yeah, that will just hit with the cover. And you are concentrating on Hunter's Mark. So that is 11 damage.
Tis indeed. Yeah, I'm done. Just gonna hold on to Hugo.
You do have a second attack.
Oh, I do! Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, that didn't hit anyway.
12.
I hold on to... I hold my boy tight.
Okay. We go to Neo, who is going to try and break free of where this thing has wrapped a large tentacle around him. He manages to break free, so he's no longer being restrained by this creature. And he's going to attempt to back up and move out of its threatened range. 5, 10, 15. Well, let's just see what happens with these attacks of opportunity. That's a miss. That's a hit. That's a miss. So all these creatures get a little... What happens to Neo? So Neo gets away from the mimic, away from the first buzzing swarm. He gets to here. And then as he's trying to get away, sort of swatting these things to try and keep them back, they just sort of descend on him and start biting and chomping and gnashing through all the little gaps in his armor. And Neo collapses to the floor.
Fuck.
He is unconscious. And I need to take my jumper off 1 moment.
This is fine.
Oh yeah, no, it's completely fine. Totally.
He is unconscious on the floor.
Fucking first round as well. Jesus.
Okay. Surprise round. That thing hit nastily.
Neo went down.
Oh my god! After 1 round.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrifying.
That's not good, baby.
And so it is Clary's turn.
Who's gone so far? Just Neo.
Neo and Arwen. Arwen hit the big thing.
Got everything on team.
You have firebolt. You have hand crossbow.
I do.
And you have
These two little things are like buzzing swarms of coins with wings.
Oh, okay.
With these little like pincers and...
Sounds fun. Where am I? Clear. Okay. I'm going to attack that little one. Does that work?
Yeah, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
22 definitely hits. Don't know what it says to me. Definitely hits. Yeah, it's 10 fire damage.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to do.
Okay. Continuing on your turn, Clary. Sticks, you're next.
Right. Neo's gone down. It's not a good thing. Really not a good thing. Idea. Can I cast heat metal on the gold mimic? On the big one. Wait, I need to come back there, and then can I do it?
You can. This is, as you have established, this is not actually a pile of gold. All the coins that form its body have sort of lost a little bit of their distinction as it's moved around.
Never mind then. In that case, I'm going to do the slightly more sensible thing, and so I was here? Was I here?
I believe you were... No, 1 square up, I believe, is where you were.
Okay, so I'm going to go 5, 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I am going to cast I'm gonna pump some healing into Neo to get him back up because I don't like that he's down. I'm gonna put 15 points of healing into Neo.
15 lay on hands, presumably?
Yes.
15 lay on hands, yeah, okay, so you run up, you use your action to grab Neo and cast lay on hands, he sort of like jerks awake again.
And then I'm gonna, I think that's it.
Okay, no bonus actions?
No, the only bonus action I've got is Misty Step, and I don't want to do that. Or Smite, but I don't want to do that either because I'm not attacking him, so there we go.
Okay. So these two swarms are slightly in the way, and this mimic just starts to shuffle 5, 10, 15 feet. There's 5, 10, 15, and just sort of oozes itself up the side of the wall as it moves around this swarm.
Ew.
That's less fun.
Okay. Oozes itself up the side of the wall.
Yeah.
That's all it can do.
Sorry.
Does that reach? No. What it is. Can it reach all of you there? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It can't. It'll save that for now. It just wants to try and get to the thing that it almost had. Then the swarms will go. Both just going to fly to the nearest target.
Down.
Those are both going to hit. So that is 10, 14. Yeah, he's down again.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Jesus.
Both
What?
swarms fly over and start. Jump.
I need. Oh man, I need some levels of like fighter to get action surge. Need me that action surge.
And then it'll be Arwen's turn.
5, 10, 15, 20. Alright. Hold on. Give me a sec. Live.
Live. No.
Is he alive now?
Yeah. Sorry, no, I'm just thinking. I can't remember what. Oh yes, no, sorry. Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what Neo did on his turn, but he used his action to escape the grapple. Because I was like, why didn't I have him attack? Sorry, carry on. Yeah. So Neo gets up again.
I'm pretty sure escaping. No, use your action to escape a grapple. Never mind. Continue.
Is Hugo doing anything? Just, because I'm near Neo.
No, he just seems quite interested in Neo still, just because he's got this weird glowing blue light.
Okay. Cool.
Anything else on your turn?
I'm just going to walk away.
Okay.
Can I drag him away?
Yeah.
Would it just be half?
You move at half speed while...
So I can get away 10 feet. Yeah. 9, 10. What?
So yeah, you can drag Neo.
Yes. Okay, cool. I mean, it's not very far, but it's,
Yeah.
He can move further later.
Out of range. Neo's turn. He wakes up again, uses half his movement to stand up, and then just burns pretty much almost all of his lay on hands to give himself a fighting chance. Motherfucking fucker! I forget he has Hellish Rebuke. I'm gonna do that retroactively now for one of the hits that he took. Apologies, I always forget that he's got that. There it is. So as Neo went down, let's call it the second time to the scarabs, he mutters this sort of infernal curse, and this fiery radiance shoots off at him, back at his attacker, and he deals 20, 14, 16 fire damage.
Thank you.
And then for his actual turn this time, he just uses his lay on hands, and then it's Clary's turn.
Clary. That thing's climbing on the wall.
Hold on. That's terrifying.
Yes.
One of the little things smaller than the other? Or is that just the token?
I think that's just a token.
The little things are small swarms of these like flying insect coin-like things.
So like Harry Potter, where if we catch one, we just win.
There are no golden snitches.
Damn it. One of them have a broken wing, and it unlocks the next room.
That's what I was thinking it was more like. Am I going to have to fly around to get it?
Can I cast mirror image?
Yeah.
Wait.
Something about mirror image. 3 illusory duplicates of first appearing as opposed to duplicates. Move with your mimic action, shifting position so that it is impossible to track which image is real. You can use your action to dismiss illusory duplicates each time a creature targets you with an attack during the spell's duration. Roll a d20 to determine whether an attack targets one of the duplicates. If you have 3 duplicates, the target you must roll a 6 or higher, 2 duplicates 8, and so on. Duplicate AC equals 10 plus dexterity required. Attack hits a duplicate, the duplicate is destroyed. If the duplicate can only be effects, the spell ends when all 3 duplicates are destroyed. The creature is unaffected by the spell if it can't see, it relies on sense on sight. Yeah, okay. So you cast mirror image on yourself, and you see these 3 illusory claries spring out, identical to her. There's only 4 claries are standing there, ready to go.
And I'm going to move in front of Neo to try and protect you guys.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
your turn. Stick.
Right. Good old Dixie boy. Neo's pretty protected, I reckon. I have not seen where your water went. Must have left it in the kitchen. So I'm gonna move to here. To not get in anyone's way, and give these things a couple of whacks. I think. Yeah, do that.
Okay. 11 misses. Unfortunately, your blade just sort of passes through this buzzing cloud, and although you catch a couple of them, you don't feel like you've done anything significant. 18 does hit.
One-handed, because I have a torch in the other hand.
Yeah. So that's another 6 damage, unless there's anything else.
There was nothing. Yeah. Nothing.
Okay, 6 damage. Okay.
Yeah.
And so it is the mimic's turn. It sort of seems to fold in on itself slightly before it releases this torrent of acid in your direction. Can everyone make a dexterity saving throw, please? I don't have enough dice. Let's roll 3 and do it twice. See if I'm rolling like an absolute murderer. You can also add a plus. Arwen, you can add a +3. Everyone else can add a +4 from Styx's aura. Because it is 10 feet, isn't it?
It is 10 feet, yeah.
So a dexterity saving throw. But Arwen, you are
From
past.
all of us, yeah.
Yes, everyone make a dexterity saving throw. Oh, I also need to make 2 throws. That's a fail.
4 from
That's a
me.
fail. Okay, well there.
Dexterity saving throw.
Okay, so
it's what I got with you.
Okay, so as this torrent of acid flies towards you, these gold sort of beetle-like creatures are just melted.
Killed it.
Oh my god.
Everyone who got above a 14, you take 17 acid damage. And Neo, I think, is the only one that got below a 14. Clary, you got above because of Styx's aura.
Clary has evasion, so she doesn't take any damage.
So you take no damage. Excellent.
Wait, what's it? What damage was it?
17 acid damage.
Oh,
And
that's
Neo fails, so he takes 35 acid damage.
what? Oh my Jesus Christ alive!
And Neo is
Something-
blind until the end of its next
Hold on.
its next turn.
We'll do two. Well,
I'm gonna cast absorb elements
Okay.
as a reaction.
What does absorb elements allow you to do?
I'm gonna put it there because I haven't actually read it all.
Capture some of the incoming energy, lessening its effect, and storing it for your next melee attack. You have resistance to the triggering damage type until the start of your next turn. Also, the first hit with a melee attack on your turn deals an extra 1d6. Okay, so you, instead of taking 17 halved again,
8.
you would take 8 acid
Nice.
damage. And have resistance and acid until the end of your turn. And you can see Neo is like staggering around, like trying to like wipe his eyes. His acid seems to have like got him full in the face. You guys have all managed to turn and sort of cover your faces in time, staving off the worst of this. But you can still feel parts of your skin sizzling. Clary, just hid behind Styx, I'll say, for the sake of... Styx has still got his shield on his back, and Clary's just neatly just to the side as the explanation for your roguish evasion.
Damn.
The scarabs have been murdered by the mimic. So we go back to Arwen.
Cool. I'm gonna go here
Okay,
and I'm gonna whack it.
go for it. Roll to whack.
Kapow. That didn't hit.
13 misses, unfortunately.
Boom.
22, however, does hit.
Noise.
I was gonna roll twice. Yeah. This, and what's the other thing? 1d6.
1d6 acid damage. Okay,
Ta-da!
so we'll take the first
One hand.
One-handed. So 8 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is 17. So Owen charges in, drawing her hand on up, sort of this long dagger with a slightly longer handle, and slashes one-handed at this mimic. You can sort of see its flesh sort of part like it's like a big sort of amorphous blob. It just sort of parts, and it just looks exactly the same as you cut through it, and then it just sort of seals and sort of seals back together. And then there's this sort of hissing, sort of sizzling around the wound as the magic of the acid comes through.
And I'm just gonna move away.
Okay. Gonna take an attack of opportunity against you then.
No, it's not.
Mobile feet.
Have the mobile feats. It is not going to get
It's not touching me.
of opportunity against you. It is Neo's turn. He's just
Oh
going,
god, that poor boy.
yeah, that poor boy. I'm not sure how much damage I've done to him. Suffering. He is just going to cast a level 2 Cure Wounds on himself. and we will be. And then he is no longer blind. That's the wrong. And we go to Clary.
Clary.
Is he still down, or is he?
No, he's back up.
He's
Heal himself.
He's looking very hurt.
Okay, but he's
not good.
I can't heal, but yeah, he's been up and down like a.
Up and down like a yo-yo.
If anyone's too scared to get close to this thing to like stop it.
You do have a bonus action disengage, so if you...
Yeah, and I do still have my duplicate. Doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, Clary's gonna do the dumb thing and just run up to this.
Okay, I'm gonna put a little... What's a good mirror image?
Mm-hmm.
Good for that. Clary is super strong, there are 4 of her.
Is this thing far up the wall, or just...
No, it's like, to move around the scarabs initially, it sort of, the swarms, it like squidged itself, like it changed its shape and just squidged itself through the gap, and just sort of like went up the wall a little bit to... So it still takes up the same space, but it's just partly up the wall, so it's still mostly on the ground.
That's cool. Okay, run up here. So I can't use sneak attacks, no. Just gonna whip out her daggers.
Clary runs in, whipping out her daggers.
Four Clarys, that's 8.
17 will hit.
Yay.
4 damage.
Should have just done the fire. Then, oh no, if I offhand attack, I can't run away.
Yes.
I just hope that it doesn't hit me.
You also do have uncanny dodge.
That's a good point. We'll risk it. We'll attack again.
Yeah, that definitely hits. 22.
Nice.
And what's your modifier? So that's another 3 damage.
23.
Yeah, so you see sort of these 4 Clarys run in, all mimicking the same. So it looks like there are 8 cuts going at this thing, but only 2 of them actually strike and deal damage as you sort of slash at it. Again, it's sort of jelly-like form sort of splits as you slash through it, but then also just sort of seals the wound sealed closed immediately afterwards. There's this sort of sticky, goopy mixture that makes up its flesh, just seals back together. And then we go to Styx.
Alright, so here's what Styx is going to do. He is going to cast Styx has an idea. He is going to cast Thunderous Smite on his weapon.
Okay.
He is going to run over. Would it be here to hit it straight into the wall?
Yeah.
And he's going to try and hit it. Because he has an idea.
13 misses, unfortunately. 26 will hit, though.
It needs to make a... I'm assuming it's strength save. So... Attack deals an extra, so it's... one-handed, 10 damage, plus... 8... thunder damage, plus... 8 radiant damage, because I want this thing dead because it dealt so much damage.
Okay.
And can it make a strength saving throw?
It fails its strength save. It gets a 9.
It's pushed 10 feet away from me,
Okay, so it takes
which is into
1d6
the wall.
of bludgeoning damage as it hits the wall.
Yes, it
It
does.
takes 2 bludgeoning damage.
And it's not prone.
It cannot be knocked prone.
Then it's not knocked prone, it's just sort of
It
there.
doesn't seem to matter. Like, you should sort of hit this thing and this thunderous energy like cause it to just jelly back against the wall. And even though it's sort of, you see the body just sort of rotate, the mouth then just seems to appear on the other side of this form. It just doesn't seem to have been affected, even though you've seen it sort of flip back against the wall, and you think the mouth should be against the ground now. But that's a total of 28 damage.
And that is my turn.
Okay.
Skidoosh.
It's good.
Thank you.
Okay.
And now I'm next to it, so you can
Alright.
do this.
I will roll and see if it gets its... It does. Excellent. Clary and Styx, can you make a DC 14 dexterity saving throw, please?
Clary, both of us. Dexterity saving throw.
What is DC14?
That's what you need to pass. I failed, but you get a +4 to whatever you rolled. You're within
What is
10
it?
feet of me.
Dexterity.
Dexterity save. So you'll get half damage on whatever it is anyway.
Okay.
Fine. You're
So, Clary, you again avoid all damage as it seems to focus this caustic mist more directly at Styx, and you nimbly duck out the way. Styx, you take 31 acid damage.
I take half because I cast Absorb Elements as a reaction.
You take 15 acid damage.
I'm alive! Yes. And I'm terrified. So I've got 17 HP left. That's fun. That's real. That's real. Just fucking swell.
Yeah, and that's everything.
Oh
you
no,
do.
I don't. Oh, and I don't actually lose a spell slot for that.
Why?
Yes.
Why doesn't let you just go?
Because it's a feature of me being a paladin with ancients. I can cast it once a day. Yeah.
Alright, you
You only once a day. We can cast
Yeah.
it once a day without using
It only cast it once a day.
so that's everything on its turn.
A long rest then.
And we go back to Arwen.
Pretty sure.
Okay. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. There. I'm just gonna go over here a bit and shoot it.
19 hits. 9 damage. Plus 3, 16 damage, yeah.
And then
This arrow
again.
flies out and just sort of disappears into the gelatinous body. 16 also hits. Another 9 damage. And Hunter's Mark. You should have made a concentration check, DC 10, when you took
Yes.
acid damage.
Damn it. It's alright.
No, it's alright. I forgot as well.
Where the hell is it? I always...
Constitution saving throw.
Thank you.
14. Hunter's Mark is still up. It's fine.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
It's
Cool.
yeah, and so that's another 13 damage.
Boop, boop.
Okay. Anything else on your turn? These 2 arrows fly through the air. It's sort of this, like, the side sort of wobbles a bit like jelly from the impacts as these arrows sort of sink.
I'll just move back a bit.
Okay. Neo can finally move, can finally act, is no longer blind. It's going to come charging in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's going to roll once with the glaive. That'll hit. That's 10 damage. Oh, there we go. These dice are rolling well for everyone. And Neo runs in, this glaive, slashing deep, starts glowing with golden radiant energy. Does 10 slashing damage and 19 radiant damage. That's 29 damage. That's maths. Puts it on that HP. And that's his turn. Which brings us back to Clary.
Clary.
You've got a sort of still slightly smoking from all the acid damage as it's sort of singed away at his clothes. Neo standing next to you, glaive glowing with radiant light. You've got a also slightly acid burned sticks on your other side. What are you going to do, Clary?
I'm going to attack my daggers again.
Okay.
Sneak.
Roll to hit. 14 just hits. This thing, as it moved around, it tried to sort of move around over the side, but it's eventually become the corner it's pinned into, and it can't really move away. As you hit it with this, just 14 just hits it. It's piercing damage. 7 damage. And 21 sneak attack damage.
Oh, that's a
This
4d6.
That's one.
That's
sneak attack.
3 off max damage.
Yeah. 5, 6, 4,
God
6.
damn.
So this thing has this open maw with these gnashing teeth and these 2 long, like tentacle-like appendages that have just been sort of wafting around. Clary comes in and, with his one attack, cuts into it. How do you want to do this?
Ah!
Oh, I don't know. I'm never very good at this. How do you kill a giant coin monster?
Giant oozy blob.
An oozy blob. I don't know. Yeah.
Stab.
Just stab it, so cut it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Clary is like with it looks like it's this very impressive attack as these 4 Clarys stood around, all stab in and drag down with these bone daggers. And it's long, and this thing, the body just sort of quivers and shivers, and finally just sort of sinks to the floor, forming sort of a big puddle as all its structure collapses.
Is Neo still glowing?
Yeah.
Damn.
Neo's still glowing slightly blue.
Anyone know why?
I shouldn't have.
Is it a fairy fire thing, or?
I don't know what happened when he got attacked by those little things.
I know what fairy fire looks like. Is that
No, that's
fairy fire? Okay. Neo, why are you blue?
I don't know. They did something. It's just sort of weird dust or mist, and you can see sort of like he's covered in this sort of like fine flakes that you can like brush off, but the blue sort of soft glow to him doesn't seem to be dissipating just yet.
I have nothing I can.
It's really confused.
I don't think that'll help Sticks. It seems magical in some way.
No. Alright. Well, no need for my torch anymore, eh?
Neo's not shedding. Oh no, he is actually. Sorry, he's shedding a sort of a dim light, sort of 10 foot around him.
Oh my god.
Well, why don't? Are we continuing down this corridor? I think we should. I think we should maybe consider taking a short rest first.
Yeah, depends how you guys are doing. Clary took 0 damage in that encounter.
Neo's pretty rough. He's of all the damage he's taken and healed, he's on less than a third of his maximum HP.
I feel like we could take a short rest before we even go anywhere. I would have said we should take a short rest. And during that short rest, we can discuss whether we go further down or we stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
So you all.
Can
What do you all just sort of have a sort of collective sit down for an hour?
no hold hands, sing songs.
A little kumbaya.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a conflict.
Okay. Well, I will roll some hit dice for Neo then. Anyone else wants to roll hit dice for Neo? Oh, that's a good roll. Double 10s.
No, only warlocks do.
This doesn't really help Clary.
Hmm?
She's very into it. Like, come on, guys, you rested yet?
He's sat there ready to go. We'll just go like, ah!
She's like, guys, did you see that? Like, it didn't even hit me. Like, did you?
Good for you.
She's like, guys, come on, what's wrong with you?
I mean, while everyone's sort of resting, you can have a look around if you like, Clary.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
Yeah, okay. We'll roll an investigation check.
37. And then I'll expend one more. 8. 5. Damn good hit dice rolls. 1d10 plus 1, and I got 8, 9, and 11.
That's pretty good.
Ooh. Boy.
Oh. She's too excited from the content. She can't break it.
No more caffeine before bed.
What's everyone else doing? Anyone else looking around? What are you all doing?
You go first. Sorry.
No, you go first.
No,
Okay.
You go. No, you go first. No, you hang up.
I'm gonna see if Hugo remembers which direction things were in.
I will say this as well. During your short rest, after around 10 minutes, Neo stops glowing, and Hugo, who was sort of sniffing around and sort of quite interested and sort of sniffing around Neo's feet and sort of like, burrowing sort of like under his cloak and stuff like that as he was like sort of resting and tending his wounds and sort of like cleaning acid off himself. When this glow stops, Hugo just sort of walks away and walks back to Arwen. He seems to lose interest quite quickly after that.
I'm so confused. I need a dragon parenting book.
Okay, so
Oh.
Arwen, are you taking a short rest or?
I don't need one.
Okay,
I only took like 8
while Styx
damage.
and Neo tend to their wounds. Yeah, you can wander back up the cave, back to the entrance.
I just want to see if he knows the sort of direction, if he remembers where
Yeah, so you take
things
him out.
were.
What do? Do you set him down on the ground outside and?
Yeah, we got some fresh air,
Yeah, so you set Hugo down on the outside, and he is not buried in snow, but there is about sort of 1.5 inches of snow, and he is certainly sort of knee deep in snow. But he doesn't really seem interested in much. Sort of explores the snow a bit, and his head sort of like buries his head in it and then like pops it up again on its long neck, and the cold doesn't seem to bother him at all.
Cold never bothered me anyway.
But he's not showing any inclinations to travel in a particular direction at the moment.
Okay. Well, I've checked. Checked on my boy. He's cool. So I'll go back in with Hugo, obviously. Not just going to leave him out there.
Cool.
No. No.
Yeah, so you head back in?
Yeah.
What would you guys like to do now?
So do we feel like we could keep going down, keep going in, or not?
It's up to you guys.
Or do we just call it?
Clary says she's had a look around.
I mean,
there's a passageway to explore.
I'm good with going in. There's nothing.
Yeah, it's up to you guys. You can
Yeah, we got nowhere to be in a hurry. Actually, we kind of do, but what's like? We'll be in and out 10 minutes tops, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I have a torch.
Before you sort of like are heading in, as you're sort of wrapping up, Neo will say to you, Six, didn't you like spot something when you cast Detect Magic?
Yeah, it was on the. I'm assuming that's what that unit was, right? It must have been an illusion of gold over it.
Maybe it was.
Maybe it wasn't. I mean, was
Maybe I
there?
should cast it.
Oh, I don't have the spell slots to cast it again.
Clary can. Let me check, but Clary can cast it. Oh yeah, I've got 3 out of 4. I can cast it again if you guys want to like double check.
Yeah. I feel like.
Do I just?
Might as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cast Detect Magic, yeah. And then when you cast Detect Magic, a very small speck in this oozing puddle, now that's lost its luster and its shine, suddenly stands out at you.
Okay.
Buried within the goop of that's left over from this thing's body, there seems to be a small object.
Can we make investigation check?
Yeah. Does someone like aid me in it?
I'll help.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. Roll investigation with advantage then. 20. Okay.
Nice.
So, digging sort of through and using your knife to sort of scrape away, you find a few things within the sort of leftover body it's starting to sort of soak into the ground a little bit now, but you find a mostly intact little sort of pocketbook that's sort of 4 by 5 inches, and sort of scraping away the cover, you can see it seems to be and sort of flicking through, and remarkably it seems to not be too badly damaged. It's a little bit sort of eaten away around the edges and things, but the main sort of core and body of the book are all right. And it's called Tales of the Fae Folk. And flicking through, you can see it's got lots of sort of little poems and things in it. It seems to be a poetry book. You also find another collection of pages, a little bit more damaged and eaten away, and indeed the entire sort of front and back cover of, and you've just got the middle of this, whatever this book was about. There seems to be sort of a cluster of pages still just about bound together. You also find the source of this magical glowing, which is this ring. It's got quite a nice sort of black opal inlaid into the top of it. It's the ring that is glowing with a magical energy. And then almost as you're turning away, you as you're digging through, you just run your hand across and you find another scrap of paper. This one, all parchment that you've seen has normally been on this sort of whitish yellow colour. However, this is on a very heavy sort of grade of paper, tattered and ripped around the edges. It seems that the damage caused to it is old, and the acid damage of this creature's body as it's sort of consumed items and things like that doesn't seem to have damaged it at all. It seems like more ripped and tattered from age on this sort of dark sort of blue what's the word? I can't remember. But this dark sort of like blue papery substance, and there is writing on it in this flowing script that reads thus: "Breathe, dragons, sing of the first world, forged out of chaos and pained with beauty. Sing of Bahamut, the platinum moulding shape of the mountain and the river. Sing too of the chromatic Tiamat, painting all over the. I think that's a typo, so I'm going to go back and I'll check that one in the meantime. All over, I think that's supposed to be midnight canvas. Partnered they worked in the darkness, partnered they laboured in acts of creation."
So is this? Oh, I'm not trusting you with that.
Yeah. Did you say there was two books, or just one book and then this piece of paper?
There is one book that is slightly damaged but whole, and then there is a portion of a second book.
Okay. Clary's gonna just take all of it for later research, and the ring. Unless anyone else wants to take the ring.
No.
I'm tempted to put it on, but let's do that. Clary's gonna take the books for research, and she's gonna put the ring on.
Okay. You put the ring on.
I'm scared.
Get you a new sheet to roll up a new character.
Just immediately dies.
Nothing happens.
Aww.
The ring rests on your finger for the time being.
Good, but
Nothing happens. You don't feel any immediate change. You don't notice anything. You're not quite sure what his ring does yet.
Ooh, so it does do something.
Well, it's magical in some way. You know that for sure.
I'll just keep hold of it then, and we can find someone that might know something.
yeah, maybe we can find someone in. I'm sure someone in the Elven friggin' capital will be able to know what this random ring does. Because Can like
I'll probably tell you stole it and then lock you up.
So it's
probably, maybe
black.
you might be right, but I think it's better to find that out for ourselves. We have faced a lot of shit. Prison is nothing. Prisons are literally made to be broken out
Yes,
of.
the book that is intact is a poetry
I think that's rules. I think that's rules who are made to be broken. Not quite prison.
I think everything's made to be broken if you don't make it well enough. Yeah. No, F-E-Y.
Like people.
E1.
Exactly.
Yeah, the poetry book was called Tales of the Feywild. Sorry, Tales of the Fey Folk.
Poetry book.
It's like the remains of...
a dragon.
No, this identify.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can have a flick through and see if you can sort of ascertain what type of book it is, if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you flick through it and sort of reading a couple of pages quickly. It seems to be a quite poorly written romance novel.
Oh,
You have the middle section
Nice.
too.
oh no. It's probably the best section.
Wait, we have the middle section, and that's the bit about the dragons.
No,
No, that's the stuff about the steamy
it's
romance.
entirely different.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
That's
Probably not much.
It's not a steamy romance with a dragon in it.
No, the bit about the dragon is written on an entirely different piece of...
Yeah, on a different bit of paper.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
I'm gonna leave behind the romance novel.
Oh,
And if anyone wants happy, welcome to... How do we do
I can't read.
Click the little
Oh,
padlock.
I forgot that's a canonical choice you made.
Yeah. Should we keep going then? Head on in.
Where to now?
Down in the dungeon where nobody goes, there's a big fat dragon picking his nose. On the move again.
Sprinkles have changed their packaging.
They have.
Okay.
It looks so much better.
So, as you walk down this corridor, the stonework again changes. It's still the same colour, however this time it transitions from the natural rock into smooth brick. These stones are cleared in. This is now an area that has been constructed.
Okay. Interesting. I've got the torch, so I'll just keep moving up. But can I make some kind of check to see if there's anything on the ground or along the walls, any like traps or
Yeah,
anything
make
on
an
the
investigation
board?
check.
They did seem to have obviously a big mimicky thing. Ah, crap.
7. So walking down the corridor, it all seems nice and smooth, well mortared stone. But other than that, nothing. And then you come out into this open chamber. And things start to change. The walls have carvings and reliefs on them of dragons. Sort of the walls to the side have sort of dragons in flight. And the wall ahead of you just has a single dragon sort of carved into it that looks like it's standing looking down over the chamber itself. And then inlaid into the floor is several rings of sigils and glyph work.
Can I use my divine sense again to try and find that undead thing again? So, yeah. Consider it used.
So, do you get the number off that?
You know...
The location of any... Okay, yes.
Celestial figure undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover. You know, the type...
Ah, that is not behind total cover. I missed that. You shouldn't have been able to pick up on the first one then, but never mind.
Oh, yeah.
That's my mistake. Oh, well.
I guess that's therefore only for if something goes invisible right in front of you.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is. That's kind of crap.
So...
We'll be very otherwise, though, for sure.
To be fair, didn't Arwen still use her one?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It's my mistake. I didn't read it properly. So, in the corners of these rooms, you spot two large jars that have draconic heads to them that see it like they're like vases. You know, sort of about a foot tall, maybe 6 inches wide, and they have these large, ornately carved dragon heads that seal them. And both of these vases are giving off a distinctly undead aura.
Oh no, they're undead dragons.
Nobody touch the vases. No one. Especially
I wants to touch the vase.
And where rupees generally hide in vases.
Where are they?
No.
They are in the corners of the room. So they are here and here. And they're sort of set slightly back in alcoves.
Do not.
As Arwen steps into...
We're dead. We're dead, we're dead, we're dead.
The runes in the floor glow. And a voice speaks out.
Hello.
When do you speak Draconic? Does anyone speak Draconic?
No, I don't.
I doubt it. No. Common, Elvish, Dwarvish, and Goblin. Gobble gobble.
So, this voice speaks out in a language you don't understand, and the runes in the floor glow with a soft white light. A few seconds pass as everyone sort of holds their breath. And then the runes change colour, turning a toxic dark green colour. And out of the darkness,
Come on, dragon.
out of these two jars,
Ah, shit. Comes something that you should not be excited for.
rise two shadows.
You're not dragons. You suck.
We will once again roll initiative.
Shit.
And I need some.
Well, this is fun. Yeah, it's got to my, of course. Also, roll initiative.
Oh, everyone's rolling bad.
Everybody rolling bad.
Yep, Neo's rolled his 4th natural 1 of the session.
Oh god.
So.
Yeah. Wait, no, that's the same as DM. P. B. There we go.
What's. Sticks. And Neo last. Right. You do also note that there is a 3rd jar that sits here in a little alcove beneath the dragon's feet.
Why do you call it?
Doesn't immediately look like anything.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't have the outward impression that anything has risen from it like the shadows have here.
Where's the other one?
It is in the... I will put a small dot on the map to indicate where it lies. And I shall also do the same for these to indicate where these jars lie. They're currently underneath the shadows. But we have Clary first.
Wait, so
I can't see any dots.
Yeah, they're underneath the.
Yeah, they're currently out. I've drawn them on the wrong layer.
Oh, you draw them with the empire.
to what's the
Dots to where the
Ah, right, thank you.
The dots signify
Right, oh,
where.
going to shadows.
Yes, shadows.
These monsters were attacked.
Yes, they emerge from the jars and move into the room, reaching out with long, shadowy hands.
You don't.
Well, I'm not really sure what to do. Try a fireball thing.
No. Good hit.
21 does hit. Eight damage from the firebolt, yeah.
Oh, I didn't pick, but I'm attacking the one on the over here, by the way.
The one to the south, yeah.
Yeah, that's everything on my turn.
Okay. Alright. Arwen, can you make a strength saving throw for me, please?
Oh.
Yes. Yes, I can.
You feel this force, seemingly from nowhere, try and lift you up and hurl you into the air, but you sort of steel yourself and resist. and it has no effect on you.
You can't throw me.
And now it's your turn, Arwen.
Do I know where the throwing came from?
No, you just feel as if
Oh, okay.
something tried to lift you.
Okay. I don't have anything that good. It's just darkness, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's nothing substantial to it.
These literally look like shadows made solid.
Oh, so they are solid things.
Yeah, so they have no
Okay.
features or aspect or anything like that. They are just these shadows.
Don't worry,
Okay.
I got him. I got him.
I'm gonna go over here, just because, and then I'm gonna shoot. Which one did Chloe shoot?
She
Get hit.
the one to the south.
This one. Don't know.
Yeah.
Get that and one.
I will hit that one too.
Okay, go for it. Yeah, that hits.
Boop.
So the arrow fires through and clashes off a wall.
Oh, I knew it wasn't gonna do.
And with a puff of sort of mist, this shadow dissipates.
Oh no, it's gonna come and eat me.
And
That's
just
honestly
disappears.
good.
It's invisible.
You do get the sense that your arrow definitely hit it and dealt damage to it as it passed through. And it was the arrows striking it that caused it to just vanish.
Okay, I'm done.
Is that everything on your turn? Okay. Sticks.
Alright. I'm gonna run up. I'm on Clary's thing, that's why I couldn't run. Run up. And wait for it. What? Oh, crap. For Fae and Fiends, not for Undead. That's a bummer. That's fine though. Because if I was there, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh.
A natural 20 definitely hits.
One-handed, so that's 17 damage.
As the sword cuts through again, there's this, you stab in and slice, and as you pull the sword out, it ripples out with this sort of black, smoky mist, and it just disappears again.
Oh, but you missed out on the second level Divine Smite with the extra 2d8 because it's undead.
You can cast your second level Divine Smite. If
You know what?
wish.
I'm good. If it's dead, it's dead.
I don't think it's dead. I think it's just disappeared.
I reckon it's disappeared. And then what I'm going to do,
I think it's.
I'm going to run up. So I'm assuming like it's gone now. The vase is underneath it.
Yeah.
I'm going to run up and use my second attack to smash the vase.
Okay.
So I'm going to turn my sword into a hammer,
Yeah.
so I don't break it, and just ding.
Yeah, roll to hit.
It's the same for a hammer. as it is for a sword.
That was
Oh
the
my
one
God.
thing you didn't want to happen.
Oh!
So, the hammer is a very slightly different length to the sword. And as you go for this sort of big golf swing to smash the vase, you bring the hammer down and it just sort of dunks into the floor as it's now slightly longer than you were expecting. And you sort of stumble as stone chips sort of fly out the floor where you've smacked it with this hammer. And unfortunately, you
I
missed
was
the
once
vase.
stronger than a giant.
Now you have been beaten by a vase.
Beat by an inanimate object made of cheap china.
Oh no.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Chantel, if you hear crying from the other side of the bed tonight, don't worry. It's the darkness.
Is that everything in your turn, Sticks?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay. So they have both been destroyed, so they don't get a turn. So Neo's turn. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's just going to walk into the centre of the room and sort of look around like he doesn't really know what to do. It is his turn. Clary, your turn?
So we're trying to destroy the pots.
I guess. That's what I've been trying to do anyway.
Clary's gonna hit this one with her big sword.
Okay, go for it. Roll to hit. Yeah, that hits a vase. Roll damage. 5, excellent. So you strike this vase, and as it shatters, there's this disembodied scream or screech comes and sort of pierces the air as it shatters, and sort of a handful of sort of ashes and desiccated organs and things just all like dried and shriveled just sort of get scattered across, as well as a few coins just sort of go plink 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 all across the floor as this vase is destroyed.
Lush.
Anything else on your turn, Clary?
I'm just gonna move away from the pot again.
Okay. Sticks, what's your AC?
For this, I don't have. It's 15 because I don't have a shield.
Okay, so while I'm going to put you in this square here, so you're in your own square.
Yeah.
So while you're in that square, something comes up behind you and shoves you like this powerful force like punches you in the back, and you take 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
What the 14, alright. There's something else in here. And I can't see this with my torch.
No, you cannot.
Mother trucker, dude. Son of a bitch. Okay.
So we move on to Arwen's turn.
Arwen.
I need a second.
Okay.
Because I thought I had something. But maybe I've just been D&D deprived and I dreamt it.
Nice. I think we've... What did you think you have?
I thought I had something that stopped people being invisible.
Fairy fire.
Is that what it? Is it?
Fairy fire has a claw.
Yeah, fairy fire lights
highlights invisible creatures.
Oh, I'll cast that then. Loo.
Fairy fire is an AoE, so what area are you casting it on?
Okay, 60 feet is a 20-foot cube, so.
Okay.
Well, somewhere here-ish, where Styx was just shoved, basically.
Okay, so if I draw a 20-foot cube for you, how's that?
Ah, lovely. There, that'll do.
That fine? Okay.
That looks good.
So, outlined in sort of glowing Oh, hang on, there's a save involved in this, isn't there?
There is a dex save.
Yes.
Dex save. I don't think an 8 is going to cut it, even if I add modifiers on top of that. So, yes. So, outlined in this bluish light of fairy fire, you see a. I don't want to do that. I want. That one. Oh, I'm clicking all the wrong things to make this.
Draw it in some lovely blue.
You see the silhouette of this floating spectral figure hovering about 5 or 6 feet off the ground behind Styx.
Just a purple blob.
Well, it's.
Ugh.
If you zoom in, it's a bit. I'll make it. There you go.
He's having a bad hair day.
Oh, it's a star. Fucker.
But you can now see that. Just the outline of it, sort of. This glowing silhouette now, highlighted by the fairy fire. Which Arwen is now concentrating.
Is this fine?
Anything else on your turn, Arwen?
No.
Okay. Styx, your turn.
So I can now see that thing behind me.
Yes.
Oh, I also need to make a save against fairy fire.
Yes, you do. If you do not wish to be outlined in.
Don't.
Unless you can target it specifically, or you can just.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the thing with
Oh
it.
no, yeah.
Yeah,
Each object
everything
in
needs to make a
20-foot
save.
cube, yeah.
Otherwise, that thing will get advantage on me the next time it tries to attack me. Because I too am outlined in bright light.
Yes. I reckon a
Take
16 saves. Arwen, what's your spell save DC?
It's the 13.
Yeah, so.
So good.
Nailed it. Alright.
I'm not sure the correlation between dex save and glowing area, but that's D&D for you.
I think they just needed a save and went, you know what?
Dex.
Dex. 18?
18 definitely hits.
Yay! And I'm just gonna roll 2 divine smite because so obviously the first 2 are from a level 1,
Yeah.
and then another D8 from it being undead,
Yeah.
and then another D8 because I'm upcasting it at 2nd level.
Okay, so 8, 12, 21 damage. Okay.
Get riggedy wrecked, stun, and as a bonus action, I will actually do nothing. I'm feeling fairly confident here.
Just stopping at the one attack.
Potentially overconfident. Oh, I still do have another attack. Oh my god.
So confident he's only going to use one of his 2 attacks.
I don't need it, mate.
A 9 misses. Your hubris.
No, you have advantage.
Oh, that's true. A 23 with advantage hits because it is outlined in glowing light.
Get shot on.
6 damage.
That's so disappointing. That's so disappointing.
It's enough.
Yeah!
Glowing silhouette also just sort of dissipates once more and is no longer glowing.
Nailed it.
Right, no more smashing of pots.
Whatever this thing is could have very easily come after us in the night and attacked us, but it didn't. It was just sat here in some vases. We didn't need to come down here after all. My bad, guys.
Is that everything everyone would like to do?
Unless there's any more?
Should we just investigate them?
Yeah, I mean, so you smashed one of the vases.
Yeah.
And it created a spectre.
Did it?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
created the spectre, wasn't it? It was the vase smashing
I
and
thought it
then...
was a ring.
Oh.
I assumed it was because of the vase smashing.
Yeah, that's what I assumed as well. Oh, there's ways.
So while you guys are discussing what to do, roughly a minute or so passes. And then all of a sudden, I can't click on the right thing. Rising again over the vase, the shadow appears. It sort of
Maybe we do need to smash it.
comes out.
Yeah, we need to smash it.
And we'll stick with the same initiative. Clary, you get the first turn.
So another shadow's come out of the vase.
Yes.
Should we just go straight?
You can get rid of the fairy fire now. Because it's been a minute.
So, 10, 20. Maybe I should just attack the vase.
What's your plan,
Yeah.
Clary?
Go attack the shadow.
Okay, go for it. Roll to hit. 13 does hit. 7. Yeah,
And sneak.
so you quickly dart in. Get up next to sticks and slash at this shadow, and even though your dagger is non-magical, you do your sneak attack. And you feel like the sneak attack would be a good solid hit, but it doesn't quite deal from this non-magical dagger the damage you're expecting. And as you sort of slashing, you pull out your dagger, and a good portion of this mist, this black mist and shadow that this thing seems to be made from, is that dissipated and sort of comes away and then dissipates into the air. But it remains standing for the moment. Anything else on your turn?
Oh, I can attack again. Good one. Yeah, I'll attack again with the offhand dagger.
Sorry, I've just realised you've still got the token for mirror image on you. Does that have a...
Oh no, that has a duration of 1 minute, so it would have run out.
That's fine, it's my mistake. Okay. Yeah, natural 20. That definitely hits.
Very. Oh, it's a shame you didn't get that with your sneak attack.
Yeah.
It's 3, because you did +2.
Yeah.
So that is 5 damage as you cut into this thing. Again, it's another solid, like, ghost hit to the ghost's weak point to get the crit. And this thing just disappears again and just sort of explodes in a puff of smoke.
That's everything.
Is everything on your turn? Okay. Sticks, can you make a strength saving throw for me, please?
Oh, no.
I think you'll be alright.
Oh, yeah, strength saving throws. Fucking hell. I got +8, I'm not even proficient.
Yeah. So again, similar to Arwen, you feel this force try and lift you up. But you stand firm and are too heavy or too powerful to lift. This force tries to raise you off the ground and throw you in the air, but you resist.
Get fucked. Oh, it's another one of these friggin' spectres.
Your turn.
Fairy fire again,
Okay.
I think.
Same area.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I will roll it. Save. That's a fail. I won't draw it. I will just do this. There you go. And outlined once more when Arwen casts Fairy Fire is the shadowy silhouette of this spectral figure floating off the ground. Sort of has distinction around the arms and the head and things like that before it sort of dissipates into sort of a smoky, wavy silhouette where the legs would normally be.
Alright.
Sticks. Your turn if that's everything, Arwen. Okay.
So this vase is still up, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna go whack the vase.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Dear God!
Sticks has a vengeance on this vase. Yeah. I mean, I would say roll damage, but does it matter?
I'm doing it! 9.
9 damage to the vase.
Just 9 break the vase!
Yes, the vase is obliterated, and you send coins and ash and shards of vase and dried husks of organs scattering all over the room.
All over Clary, who stood right next to it.
My apologies. And for my next trick, I'm gonna go over here. And has this one been hit yet?
No.
No.
No. Alrighty. I'm going to... I don't need to put a spell on this. I can just whack it because my sword's magic. Oh shit, 14?
14 does hit.
Ah, thank God. Oh, nice max damage.
12 damage.
Oh, that's 2 max damages.
Ooh.
Not bad.
Is that everything on your turn, Sticks?
That will be everything on my turn, yes.
Okay, they have been destroyed, so Neo will run up and he'll make 2 attacks. One of those will hit, and he'll deal 9 damage. No, this thing is... Let me just double check. I think it's... Is this thing magical? It's not. So he doesn't do 9, he only does 4 damage. And that's everything on Neo's turn. Which is 2 swipes. So first one cutting through, second one it just moves out of the way in time, just sort of glaive whistles underneath.
Back in.
Clary's turn.
Oh, this guy is getting ganked.
We can attack him with any attacks, right? It's not like... Does he like take...
He might take less.
Just
You got sneak attack and shit. You'll be fine. I'm thinking.
An 11 unfortunately misses.
Down. Try again my offhand.
23 though definitely does hit.
Per the bone dagger. Oh, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, that'll do it though. Once again, there's this
I'll still do it.
Too much.
and the smoke that sort of seems to form around this creature is dissipated.
Nice. Very nice. Alright.
Is that everything on your turn, Clary?
Yeah.
Okay. Arwen, what would you like to do?
I feel like... Can I look inside the thing?
Yeah, you look inside the jar, and
Yeah.
so you lift the lid off.
Mm-hmm.
Take this like dragon-headed lid that it's got, lift it off. Inside is the same stuff that's been come out of the other shattered ones. It seems to be ashy as these shriveled, dried husks of organs, and then there seems to be a few coins in there as well.
That one seemed to not be doing anything. So. Can I just push it over?
Are you trying to break it?
Dunno. I don't know. How thick is it? I'll just push it, see what happens.
Yeah, it's reasonable. It's a reasonably sized vase. It's got quite thick walling to it, and you just push it and it just sort of topples and just. It's got these sort of smoothly curved sides, so it just sort of goes, and it sort of rocks backwards and forward, slowly until it sort of settles, echoing hollowly.
Anyone want to play spin the vase? Yeah, no, that's it.
Okay. Is anyone going to do anything to this vase?
Oh, can I use my bonus action to put the dragon head on Neo's head? Just for the fun of it.
Just the lid of the... Sure. I'll allow it.
Cool. Thank you.
I think I'm going to smash it.
Okay.
Because the other ones we smashed, and oh no, because if we don't smash it, nothing's going to happen. No, it's going to make another shadow.
But there were no shadows came out of that one anyway.
Oh, that's a good point. Then no, I'm going to leave it.
Okay.
I ain't
Yeah.
touching it.
No one doing anything to the vase?
I feel like we should.
I mean, if something pops up, we'll just go pear.
Yeah,
But-
we will.
I mean, yeah, we are slightly surrounding this thing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's going to get like absolutely destroyed, but let's face it, we're all crowding around it with weapons at the ready. Like,
How
come on,
long,
I
do you,
dare
how
you.
long do you spend standing around the vase waiting for something to happen?
I think like a minute. I feel like a minute.
Who's getting pushed? Who's getting pushed?
You
Who's
think
getting
we should
pushed?
smash it?
I think we should smash it.
Fuck it.
Who's getting pushed?
I'll smash it.
Okay, you smash the vase. And again, this, as you've seen inside, the same mixture of organs and ashes and coins spill out, scattered over the floor.
Just horrible stuff.
Indeed.
Anything come around?
No, the vase has been smashed. You all wait. Minute passes. 2 minutes pass. 5 minutes. You all just standing
Oh, that's a bit long. I'm off.
I think after 5 minutes, I think we can safely say, yeah, we're good.
Okay.
All right.
Is there anything anyone would like to do in this room before?
I'd kind of like to look at the dragons
Yeah.
that were on the wall.
You just sort of just having a looking around the room. These
Yeah.
there seems to be 3 different murals. 2 of them, the one on either side, are just sort of dragons in flight. Fairly basic sort of stone carvings. It's almost like a textured picture, so it's not like a full carved figure. It's like they've just carved in to like detail the picture itself in the walls, and then the one at the end wall near where Neo and Clary still are is a dragon that's sort of just standing there quite proudly looking down over. Anything else?
Can I hold Hugo and see if he does anything?
No?
No, don't care. Cool. Let's go, mate.
Cool.
Okay. I think that's what we'll call it there for the session then.
I was gonna say, yeah, since
Seems an
Getting
appropriate moment.
it is unfortunately genuinely past my bedtime.
What it is to have a job.
I know. Sad.
Okay.
Dumb.
Having a job means you don't live in a caravan anymore, and that's always nice.
That is true. Yeah. To be fair, it'd be fine. It's just tomorrow I'm working in London, so I have to be up at 6. Otherwise, I don't really care. I'm up at 8. I get to work at 8:15. Easy. But no, unfortunately.
Well,
Yeah.
you can find out what happens next week
Yes.
in this big old thing you found yourselves in.
Yeah. What the fuck is this? This is like some random cave that we just found.
Well,
This
you
so
can
weird.
cover those secrets in a week's time.
I'm very, very curious.
Too long.